Welcome to Relatable. It's me, your host, Ilsa, and
Kyra.
Oh
and
my God.
we're dressed up as some of our favorite. I mean, I wouldn't say Captain America's your favorite, but I mean, it's a good outfit, so I totally support this.
well, I had been rewatching like all the Captain Americas in preparation for this uniform, for this cosplay.
It's a big thing right now.
And now I think I really like him.
You should. I mean, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there's so much Captain America gossip going around right now. Like,
There
you just kind of, you're capitalizing on it, and I love it. The fit is awesome.
Well, honestly, you guys, I actually have news.
Oh.
So, I know that at the end of this episode, the newest episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, spoiler, the Falcon gets a package, and we don't really know what's inside. A lot of people are speculating that it's the new Captain America suit.
Right.
I got to tell you, no, guys, I'm sorry. And that actually went to me.
Mm-hmm.
The first female Captain America, first Mexican Captain America, Captain Mexico, if you will.
Captain Mexico.
She's here. So you know,
she's here. She's ready.
She's ready. I'm ready to fight for you guys. Like, it's chill.
I mean, I will say this. You look way better than the guy on the fucking show.
Oh, right John now. Walker. Yeah,
I mean, I know he's like Kurt Russell's son and he's really cool when he was in that really great Black Mirror episode about the video games and shit. Love him. But no. No.
But
we need a woman Captain America.
We do. So, and yeah. I'm here.
And
so
she's here.
You're
and
welcome,
she's claiming
guys.
it. So you guys, that's just said.
But we're very excited because we have a really special show for you guys today. We have some special guests on the podcast
Very
today.
Special.
They hail from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Perhaps you see them in the corner.
Whoa.
They host a very intellectual, political, and comedic podcast.
Really
I believe
smart.
They were like freestyle rapping on the last one.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
We were
so
moved.
good. I literally so moved.
We were listening to it an hour before we got here.
If you guys want to follow them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere, it's a Case in the Couch. They're really fucking smart. So we're not really sure why they agreed to be on our podcast. And we're pretty sure they're going to make us look really dumb.
They're going to try to school us, but you know what?
But you know what? Because these guys, okay, they did research, okay? Because they had not seen a Marvel movie since the first Avengers. And now they've seen 6 more movies since then, including Infinity War and Endgame. So we're going to be talking about Thanos, among other things, including Nick and Michael's thoughts on the movies, which brings me to welcoming our wonderful guests, Michael and Nick.
Woo!
Yay!
Thanks for having us.
Hello.
What an intro, Elsa.
There was one flaw in the intro.
Oh no.
Whoa,
we knew you were gonna say something. Here it is. 5 seconds in. Let's go. What is it?
Very minor correction. Nick actually has seen a lot more Marvel stuff than I had. I was the one who hadn't seen anything since the first Avengers.
Yeah, so I've actually seen every Marvel movies, and I didn't review at all for this. So
okay, good. You're like me then. You're like me.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of going in off what I've seen before.
It's
and
passion.
Kind of
it's
what
a passion
I remember.
Project. Yeah. Right.
So Miguel was the one who was just like, I don't watch any of this fucking shit.
Right.
But let's watch the last couple ones for this podcast. So.
Yeah.
Try to be a little. I mean, it's like, I'm gonna watch a Marvel movie. Oh, boo-hoo! What, like, sad homework? Like, whatever.
Oh
like,
yeah. And then like this is the thing. So do you go by Michael or Miguel? Because Nick always calls you Miguel, and then Dan always calls you Michael on your podcast. I don't know what
like
your
Miguel
name
way
is.
better, but whatever.
I like Miguel better.
Miguel, it's up to you. Miguel's good. Yeah.
What do you like though? It's up to you. It's your name.
That's your name.
Let's go with Miguel.
All right.
Okay,
sick.
Miguel for sure.
My favorite cousin is named Miguel. We call him Miggy. He's
Nice.
cool as hell. Yeah.
Well, don't call me that. Just call me Miguel.
We'll call you Miguel. Yeah, you're not my cousin. You probably are, but it's okay. Anyway.
Do you guys want to introduce yourself and maybe like a little bit about what you talk about on your podcast?
Sure. Well, I am Michael or Miguel or Miggy if you're my cousin. And well, you can say who you are.
Yeah, I'm Nick. I am also on Case in the Couch. We tend to be a political podcast. Miguel is the educated one. I'm the dumb, drunk one. And then we have a Californian who kind of joins us for a little flavor. Lately, since Trump lost, we've gotten away from politics because it's not fucking fun anymore.
It isn't. Really, we've lost a lot after By me, we gained a lot.
Exactly.
So
and yeah, we're called Case in the Couch because, well, we drink on a couch, and the couch is right behind us. You can see Miguel's dog
Wubby. Beautiful angel of a dog. Who is that?
Yeah,
oh my god!
The most beautiful dog in the world.
I've been staring at this dog the whole time. I'm sorry. Wow, like it's just perfectly spotted right in between you guys. So what's the dog's name?
Beautiful dog.
Wubby.
Wubby. Oh wow.
Wubby.
He's a scene stealer. He likes to drop in on the pod occasionally too.
And he really does sit in the middle of Miguel and I when we record every week.
It looks very planned. He knows where to go.
Yeah, he looks like
does,
a third
I'm sorry. It's literally too perfect in between.
I mean, this is how we're trying to promote our podcast. Is we're just trying
to
get fame from Wubs.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Literally, it's beautiful.
You're doing something right if you have him at the forefront.
But yeah, so awesome. Hell yeah. You kind of sound like me, Nick. I'm always just the drunk random one who's talking, and Ilsa's like the comic book nerd that knows everything, and I'm just more of like, well, you know what? I really like Spider-Man and fuck Thanos.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, when I'm drunk, I get passionate about it, and then that's how we became friends. So I was like, well, you know, fuck Thanos. And she's like, yeah, fuck Thanos too. He's purple. That's my favorite color, but fuck him. And yeah, that's how the podcast was born. So.
No, that's really funny that you think that I'm like good at this shit.
You are.
Because whenever I listen to A Case on the Couch, I'm always like, I love Nick. He's so funny. He's so mean.
Right away, I'm like, oh, this is my dude. This is
yeah.
I
was like, this is how I would feel if I was in a room full of these like intellectuals. I'd be like, oh yeah, you want another Miller High Life?
Who wants a shot? Anybody want? Let's just mellow it out.
You can tell because by the end of the podcast, I start talking more and just making no sense because I've just been getting fucked up while they're talking about
cut this.
Yeah. Oh, I said it all the time.
We gotta edit this. We gotta edit this out.
This is what we say.
And I'm so nervous being like on a podcast where we can't fucking edit. But yeah, so like Miguel and Dan was be talking about like the socioeconomic breakdown of some new fucking bill, and I'm just like,
yeah, man. Bernie
Let's
Sanders.
Just drink in. Yeah, exactly. Just for Bernie. Just
my
say something socialist and we're good.
Like Bernie girls. We call ourselves the Bernie girls.
Bernie girls, and we're with the Bernie bros.
Yeah. Very passionate about Bernie.
This is a beautiful partnership.
That's how we started. Yeah, we started we started during the primaries last year.
Okay.
Very much like advocating for Bernie. And then that was our first few episodes, and then you saw just like the devastation of South Carolina, and after that, so
that shit still hurts.
For a second.
It was so fun for 3 episodes.
But he was on a roll too. He was going. I even went. So like he announced that like random campaign trail in Chicago. It was like he announced it 2 days before, like literally 48 hours, and I ended up like getting my shift put back. Like I serve and bartend, and I just got my shift put back, and I ended up getting cut. I don't know if I got cut that day. I don't remember. But I went to this thing, and I got there so many hours early. I was like literally like 3 rows back from Bernie Sanders. I was crying the whole time. It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. And one of the things I do, because again, passionate project, right? Especially when I'm drunk, I order things on Amazon. And one of the things I ordered back in like September was a cardboard cutout of Bernie. And I'm like, dude,
that's amazing.
I started a fucking Instagram called Party with Bernie 420. Because right on, right? I'm like, this is, again, a passion project. I'm doing it. Cardboard cutout was like $35. They have so many on there, too. Like, I almost got Kamala, too.
This? I was like, why are you even asking me?
I'm like, let's go. And then I
was like, do you want me to Venmo you?
Yeah,
like,
no, it was beautiful. And my roommates looked at me like I was a psychopath. And then I brought him out to brunch. And every time I would drink, I'd bring him out with me. And people would be like, oh my God, it's Bernie. Let's take pics. So on literally there's an Instagram that exists where it's Party with Bernie 420, and damn, awesome. I'm sad. I'm still sad about that. But he's still fighting the good fight.
He is.
And
thank God.
God
bless him.
I'm so glad I don't drunk buy things. I would be so poor.
It's not good, especially when Amazon's already linked to your card. It's just like, it's ugly. They're like, oh, we know where you live. It'll be there in 2 days. How do you say no?
That's me and DoorDash.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nick does do that with DoorDash.
Yeah. Oh no! See, I had a thought.
I've been surprised by chicken tenders showing up to my door a couple times.
That's my favorite thing. Is because it's so fun when you forget about it.
Nugs, and then you're like, oh, what a great surprise.
We always get Wendy's when we're drunk because I live right down the street from Wendy's. It's stupid, and then we all regret it. 5 hours is like a group text, and we're just like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done the spicy nugs. I'm like, I think my dog got one because he's not feeling too right now. Solo got a spicy
Well,
nug. He's been throwing up since 3.
Yeah,
I haven't been asleep because whenever he starts like throwing up, I'm just like I have to watch him intently. I just literally stare at him. We have a stare contest until he throws up next. But
When you told me he had a spicy nug, I thought he ate like some weed. I was like, oh
Oh.
shit.
It was a
But
little
it was
spicy
like
weed.
some-
Yeah.
it was
some
just like a
California
literally
fish. Yeah, it was a little
Wendy
spicy.
nugget.
But yeah, no, Amazon is dangerous and fuck Jeff, whatever the fuck his name is, Bezos.
Jeff
Bezos, that guy
Bezos,
sucks.
That guy
Terrible.
sucks.
Terrible.
He like I know he like stepped down, but he's still like on the headboard. He's still making the same like what 10K less. I know we're getting off topic here. But
Yeah.
at least we're kind of
Yeah,
on topic.
or, yeah. Where are we going with this?
We're doing
I
a
don't
fuck
know.
Jeff
Fuck
Bezos.
Amazon.
Should we
Well,
start
now-
talking
We're
politics?
We're literally going into the case in the couch episode now.
Yeah.
Now we're going
Yeah.
into Thanos because
Yeah.
Thanos is basically Jeff. So
Jeff Bezos. Okay.
Thanos runs
Thanos-
Amazon. I didn't know.
Don't compare those two because
No,
Thanos is
yeah.
cool and Jeff Bezos fucking sucks.
Wow. Okay. So Nick, I want to hear what you have to say because you just said Thanos is cool.
I'm
So
frozen.
we need to
Thanos is
know.
cool. Like Thanos is a cool villain.
Yeah,
I
he's
like the
cool.
whole.
He's the best villain.
All right,
Yeah,
we're gonna
I
have
don't
to.
know.
We're not gonna.
He's the end
Yeah.
all
I
be
don't
all of
know.
the villains. He fucking began Infinity War by beating out MCU's best villain, which was Loki. He fucking murdered him in the first fucking scene.
And you
And
know
then
what?
beat the shit out of the strongest Avenger, the Hulk, and sent him flying off into space like a little
And
bitch.
he like fucked up Thor
So
too. in the same
Thanos
moment.
is the most power. Well, maybe he's
Yeah.
not the best, like depending on your taste. I don't know, but he's the most powerful, obviously.
He's
So-
definitely the most powerful. I agree. To
Are we
that.
just talking MCU?
Yeah.
villains? Are
Yeah,
talking
we
about-
have to
I think
keep
we
it
gotta stick
MCU.
with
We
that.
have
Oh,
to
if
keep
you
it
wanna-
Marvel because
Okay,
if
that's
we're
good to
gonna
know.
we're gonna get into it. We're
Nick,
just gonna
if
keep it.
you want
Marvel.
to talk comics with me anytime.
Yeah,
Here's your
I mean,
number.
I would love to. But yeah, I mean, I love the Infinity saga. I was never a
Great.
super huge fan of
We know, you said
Marvel,
that.
but I watched all the movies and I always like look forward to them.
Yeah.
But I thought that the
Like
way that
Christmas.
they wrapped it up, especially with Endgame, was pretty good. And the undertaking that the MCU did with actually wrapping up the storylines like they did.
Yeah.
When DC can't do it, X-Men couldn't do it.
Ah.
No,
So
they
I was pretty
Chris.
impressed with that. But
Yeah.
Thanos fucking rocks as a villain in MCU, but also
Yeah.
Oh, he paused.
I think MCU is some kind of.
There we go.
We
You guys
missed
still
your
there?
last point
We
because
missed- yeah.
he
Oh,
paused.
yeah. So I think that
Thanos
Thanos
muted
is a
you.
really good villain. But I
Yeah.
think that
Thanos is like,
Thanos
Yeah.
on the track.
yeah,
we don't need
exactly.
this.
Because I think that the MCU has some pretty weak villains overall. So I think like almost by default, Thanos has to be the best one.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I have to agree. I mean, he's terrifying. Do you see this big purple guy with that fucking weird chin? And
the
he's
w-
like,
Yeah.
he's just weird. I don't know.
Purple,
Not good
purple
vibes.
isn't a terrifying color.
No, I love purple. Purple my favorite color, and that's why I get
Purple's
I get
big in the
confused.
MCU.
MCU.
I get
'Cause
confused with Thanos.
The Purple Man, then there's like Arcade. There's a lot of like purple dudes in the MCU.
A lot of purple
Hawkeye's
dudes.
purple. I don't know. They're into purple in the Marvel
It's a
universe.
good color. It's a good color.
It is a
It's
good
like
color.
Confusing, right? Because everybody loves purple, and then it's just like, oh, it's a villain that's purple. Well, this is confusing. They got
Yeah.
me on that one. A simple-minded person. Like, I love Thanos because he's purple. At the same
He's
time,
an
what the fuck?
alien. He's got to have different colored
He's
skin.
cool.
That's how
Thanos is
that's
cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
overall, he's cool. Out of a villain ranking, definitely like 9 out of 10 for me. He's evil. He's big. He's a
He's
monster.
a warrior.
And I did a
and
little
he's
bit.
got a crazy following.
He does. He's got those like really
The
passionate
children of
weirdos.
Thanos.
The children. He calls them his
Yeah,
children.
his
A little weird.
children.
Whatever.
My like
But,
mask is wonky. Yeah.
The one research part I did on my part, I watched all of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which you wouldn't think has any input on it, but you know, they're all reaping the benefits post blip and when everybody comes back. I don't know if you guys have watched that, but there's like these soldiers, what are they what are they
The
called?
Flag Smashers.
Flag smashers, where basically they're just trying to bring justice to everything because they were all there after the blip happened, and you know, they're trying to fight that because everybody's back and now they don't have enough. And it's this whole thing where you don't even think of it. And it's like, I'm watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I was forcing myself to watch because I didn't really like it. And then I'm just like, holy shit, this all relates back to Thanos still, kind of. It's like
The
his shit
aftermath.
just has so much aftermath, which again just speaks on his power. But I did watch the first hour of Infinity Wars because that's a fucking long movie. And I wasn't
But
prepared.
you've seen it.
I've seen it multiple times. For the year it came out, I watch it probably every weekend. I saw in the
Oh my
theaters
God.
at least 6 times.
every weekend?
No, yeah.
We're nerds.
I have.
Wait,
This
what
isn't
the
my only
fuck?
nerdy friend. I have like.
This is our life.
I seem nerdy. I know I'm in Spider-Man full costume here, but like I have way nerdier friends than myself where we would just do it for fun. Matinee, $5 in Chicago, 10 a.m. We would just fucking start drinking early on a Sunday and then go see Infinity Wars. That was
What a fucking
Wow.
Sunday.
no, it's great
I-
because you come out of that movie crying. It's beautiful. You're inspired.
Did you?
So
No?
did you cry after the first time?
I
What?
cry during
What?
every
You don't remember that snap?
every Marvel
Mr.
movie,
Stark.
at
Yeah,
least
I just
Oh,
watched
so
it.
well. Again. Yeah, no, I'm triggered by that so much. And Doctor Strange saying there's only one out of X amount of ways to get through this. And
Black Widow and Hawkeye fighting on the freaking
well,
top
Black
of
Widow I can do
Mjolnir.
without.
Okay,
I'm
well,
glad
fuck
she's
you.
gone.
Okay, shut
I'm
up.
glad she's
Okay,
gone.
but them fighting, they love each other. They are best friends, and they literally just wanted to die for each other.
I'm
like,
not
that was so
passionate about Black
beautiful.
Widow.
I
Elsa
just-
loves her.
Cried that whole scene.
Didn't. When Black Widow died in Endgame, I'm like, finally. She finally
That was
did
upsetting.
the thing.
That was upsetting to me.
No, you know what? It was beautiful, though. She sacrificed herself. And you know what?
Anytime two best friends have to like, they're so like not in love, but like they love each other so much.
It's you can see it,
Like
right?
Miguel, sorry, Miguel, Nick. Wouldn't you rather die for the other one?
I would no.
No.
I let him go.
So okay,
Yeah,
so you know
becomes a-
like so is it the spirit stone? It's the green stone, right? Is
Bad
it the soul
example.
soul
Stone,
stone,
I don't
right?
Bad
know.
example.
They're different
So-
colors.
so what would
They're in his
happen-
hand. I don't know.
What would happen is Miguel and I would get to that cliff. We pass the Red Baron or whatever, and
Yeah.
we're trying to get
Red
the soul
Skull.
stone, and he pushes me over and doesn't get it because he doesn't actually love me.
And you're like,
So-
shit, too late now.
Hoisted by my own
Yeah.
petard.
So
yeah.
then
At
he
least
would
we made
just
it this
jump off,
far.
and then we're just both dead. Yeah.
Damn.
No, so
Well-
okay. I kind of want to. Okay, so I had not seen anything since the first Avengers. So this
Oh my
past
god.
so this past week I watched 6 MCU films.
I've gotten so many texts like, holy
So
shit.
I
Yeah.
watched
It's a
I
lot.
watched Age of Ultron, which I thought I had seen, but it turns out that I hadn't. I was mistaken.
Nobody's really ever seen that or remembered it, or they have.
The
and they
movie
don't remember
sucks.
it.
Right,
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
horrible.
No,
I
it's
probably
not.
did see it
It's
and I just
bad.
forgot it.
Same.
That movie's
I tell her
totally
this.
bad.
I
It's
tell her
trash.
this,
It was
and it's
really
like
bad.
WandaVision. Everybody wants to watch it now because you know same shit.
It's like
but-
the forgettable like Avengers movie, but it's not bad.
Ultron's a
and I
cool
really
villain.
Like, Ultron is a cool villain.
he's
because
cool.
He is Tony Stark if he was bad.
Yeah. No, it's a
That's
cool
what's
concept. but
interesting about it.
It's so early on in that cinematic
But I guess
experience.
you have to
It's
be
not
like
as good.
you have to be a major like Tony Stark fan to like really like Ultron.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it is like the other side of him.
We don't like rich people.
Yeah. So I watched that. I watched Infinity
yeah.
War. I watched Endgame. I watched Doctor Strange. I watched both of the Ant-Mans.
What was your favorite?
So of all of those?
Yeah. Important question here.
Can we guess first?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I
I'll
think
say
it was
first
Doctor
Ant-Man.
Strange.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
wow.
Ant-Man.
I was gonna say Ant-Man too.
Yeah,
Ant-Man was
Yeah.
funny.
He's so
Ant-Man
funny, but
was
Doctor
really
Strange is
funny.
the coolest. That's not
My favorite was actually Infinity War. So.
Oh,
all right. You know what?
Yeah.
How the turntables.
So like I had no idea like what Thanos did or what any of this stuff was about, right? But I actually so watching it, I'll start with the positive. I thought it was really well executed.
Mhm.
Like cinematically, they did a good job and because I watched Infinity War and Endgame before watching those other ones,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool to see references to what would happen because if you rewatched you get some rewards, right? Because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he's referring to this or he's saying that or whatever.
Mhm.
And that was cool, so I think they did a good
those are
job
called
of that.
Easter eggs in the nerd world.
Yeah.
Right.
I
And
watch YouTube videos of
yeah,
Easter
I
eggs.
know what
Trivia.
Easter eggs are. Okay.
Oh,
So-
okay.
He's
Oh.
Catholic.
So yeah, I'm Catholic. I'm culturally. I'm sorry. I'm ethnically
He's
Catholic.
ethnically Catholic.
Same,
Boo.
same,
Oh,
James.
yeah, I
That's why we're
guess I am
cousins here.
too.
Ethnically Catholic. Yeah.
Mickey, yeah.
I
Didn't
gave
have
it
a
up.
choice. I was baptized when I don't know, they tried to drown me in the water and
We
they're like,
did-
yeah, you're good and God is going to save you now. And I'm
We
like,
talked
we all
about
got
this
Alright.
in one of
drowned.
our episodes, how we did not choose to be Catholic, and we
Yeah.
gave it up immediately.
it is what it
Yeah.
is.
So I was taking notes during the films, and I have a few
Oh.
things that I would like to discuss.
Oh my God. All right.
Please.
Well, let's do it.
Go
I'm
on.
ready. I'm nervous, but let's
So
go.
first of all, I was super impressed. I actually tweeted about it.
Oh,
You know he's really
now.
impressed when it's
Oh,
a
if
Twitter
Serious
game.
if we had to take to social media.
Miguel has
Yeah.
gone viral many times. He's
Yeah.
very Twitter famous.
Yeah. Let's not say for what though. Let's just not say for what.
At worst, Michael. Very
It's the
good.
dog on the couch.
Twitter
That's
account.
what's
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, plug it. Twitter at worst Michael.
Yeah, at worst, Michael.
All right,
But
let me write it down.
so my big thing was that Thanos is really good at just direct communication, and he's super honest. He was not deceitful the entire thing. He was very
Yeah.
upfront about what he wanted to do.
Mhm.
And then once he did it, that's all he did. Like that, he was true to his word. So my thing is, if the Avengers had communicated as well as Thanos did with everybody that he interacted with, this wouldn't have been a problem in the first place,
Right.
right? Because they knew.
That's a trope of superheroes, though. They don't fucking communicate.
No,
They
but
always
you're
butt
right.
heads until they butt heads until
Yeah.
their backs are
Like,
against the wall. So they can go, "We
famously,
fought 'em
there
alone."
was Captain America: Civil War, which in my memory of it, I had kind of forgotten. And Nick and I were talking about it, and he was like, "You've seen Captain America: Civil War?" I was like, "Yeah." Who were they fighting
I was
again?
like, each other, you moron.
No one
Yeah.
knows.
Civil
It's-
War.
it's-
This guy has
War.
a master's degree
It's
in
stupid.
poli sci, and he's like, "What's a Civil War?"
You're like, wait a second. Let's
remember
go
the
back to the
Civil War.
basics.
I was drunk.
It was Captain
We're
America
You were
always
versus
drunk.
Iron Man.
Same. No, same. But like, if you remember in the beginning of Infinity Wars, because again, I haven't watched it in like at least a year and a half. Right away, you see they're literally Avengers, right? They're saving the world, but they're also very like teenage-esque because they're like hate each other and they're beefing. And Iron Man's like, well, I had a falling out with Captain America. And again, the communication thing is key, right? They talk shit about each other. They got in a fight, and it's just like they couldn't get over it. And again, you're totally right with the communication. I think that was Thanos' like
so-
main thing.
Fix your communication problems, and
Very
this won't
catty.
happen again.
Very catty.
Avengers. Second point, Thanos has some fucking crazy badass like boots that he wears. I was
Yes.
like,
Those
I was like,
boots are
what
made
the
for
hell?
stomping.
He wears like thigh high Uggs in the
Holy
in
shit.
the series.
Yeah.
It's
I'm gonna look that
nuts.
up now.
I'm
Thanos
just
is
like,
kind of hot.
I'm like,
Thanos
Jesus,
is
this
hot, yeah.
wild.
He's a built
Is it
daddy.
Josh
just
Brolin?
lifts.
Is
He's
that
Josh
the-
Brolin.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah.
hot.
He lifts.
If they were
Hell
if they
yeah.
were to fix
Purple
his
Thor.
chin,
Sure live.
he would be a like a definite sex symbol.
You're a big, yeah. You care about chins a lot.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
obviously his chin is
Well,
like
his chin is a huge part of his face. I
Yeah.
mean, that thing is like fucking carved out there. It's
I thought
like,
he
whoa.
was a scroll at first when I first saw him come out, like after the end of the first Avengers movie, and he came out because the scrolls have those chins. And then someone was like, "No, it's Thanos."
Oh,
I was
okay.
like,
It's just Thanos. Just Thanos being
An
Thanos.
alien butt chin.
okay.
Yeah,
so
no,
now we-
yeah, it's definitely an alien.
It's an
button.
alien chin for
Mhm.
sure.
to get to the crux of Thanos, because originally Ilsa pitched this as like we could debate the pros and cons of eliminating half
Right.
of like all.
And we were, of course, going to
Existence?
defend the point that we should
Oh,
kill
yeah.
half of the
I
people
was
in the
like,
universe.
of
course you
yeah,
were.
sure, make me defend genocide on the air. That's fine. But no,
you.
Thanks,
I
Ilsa.
so I have some questions about that. So first of all, one is like, why did he have to do it now? Like the galaxy was obviously not reaching a point like at the brink
Yeah.
of just like misery, so it's weird that he did it now. Two,
But
Is this-
isn't Earth? I mean, Trump
no.
was Trump president yet?
Not
I mean,
quite.
what does that have to do? That's not. You think that Trump is the brink of existence? on
Trump is
planet Earth?
Thanos, though. She has a point here.
Yeah,
Trump is
I
Thanos.
do.
Once again,
Trump
Thanos is
had-
cool.
If Trump was purple, game fucking over. We're lucky we got this version of Trump in this
Yeah.
millennium because
I don't
my
think
God.
Trump could snap.
Trump could no.
I
mean,
don't think he
first,
can snap.
He has
can't,
enough
yeah,
money to do
already
the snap.
snapped.
He has enough money to do the
Well,
snap. That's his
Physically, he
game plan.
can't snap.
But
his
I don't think he can
fingers. I
snap.
mean, like, yeah, his fingers can't.
Oh,
Oh,
do
he's
that.
too
Yeah.
stupid.
There's no
got
way.
Yeah,
it.
He's
he's
like-
too dumb.
he's like,
yeah.
what?
Fingers to do
How do you snap? He's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I'm the best snapper there is.
They said
So
it could snap.
Grab him by
some
the
I don't know why I went Italian.
I'll break out my Bernie accent for
I can
Trump
snap it, I'm
sometimes.
gonna
Do
Yeah,
it.
not
From
Do
New
it.
York.
Bring out the Bernie. Bring out the Bernie. Bring it out. That
We
was-
need to get rid of the 50%.
Yeah.
You gotta use the hands.
We
You gotta get really into it. Yeah, it's great. It's inspiring. Whenever you talk like Bernie.
Healthcare for half.
AOC 2024.
Yes.
Medicare for half.
Oh, I fucking love it. God.
Okay. So I also asked, like, is his theory of collapse based exclusively on his home planet, or does he know more about the state of the world? Because it seems like
He wants Earth. He wants to do it for Earth.
well, I know, but he wants to do it for the entire universe.
Yeah, it's the
right?
whole universe, right?
And his
yeah.
theory is based on he justifies it by talking about his own home planet and how
Right.
like
It was
they just
destroyed,
let how it got destroyed
Wait,
because
'cause
nobody
didn't
took
he-
action earlier.
Didn't he grow up poor and he saw like the economic issues and then like his planet was like taken over? And he's like, we
Basically.
should fucking
Yeah.
kill
No,
half
that's
of
that's
everyone.
Bernie. You're thinking of
Oh
Bernie.
yeah, that was Burlington.
Yeah,
Again,
so Thanos is everybody.
so
Relatable.
I
Wow.
Like,
Okay. Bernie and Thanos. Okay. Do never.
it didn't make any
never
sense to me.
compare
It didn't make any sense to me as to why he thought the universe was going to collapse, and I'll get to that in a second. So
Okay. Please do.
so my other thing is like so they knew right away that he was after the Infinity Stones. Like they knew really early on.
They knew his shit. Yeah.
And so did they really just let him capture the Infinity Stones just so like a few superheroes could continue to exist? Because they could have destroyed the Time Stone that Doctor Strange had, and Doctor Strange wouldn't have died. He's just a fucking doctor.
But he wouldn't have
And-
destroyed it.
But why wouldn't you destroy it if it saves the universe?
Because you can tell the whole time thing, and that was his whole like trip up, is that he
Okay.
knew the one.
But
I don't know if they had the power to destroy
Well,
it.
it's
I
like an
think
agreed to
they
and
could
disagree.
just-
even Wanda had a lot of. Wanda's the most powerful. She's an Omega level mutant. She's one of the most powerful superheroes ever, and she had a hard time destroying the Mind Stone. So I don't
she
think that
destroyed it.
she did eventually, but it took a lot. And again, she's stronger than all the other Avengers. So I don't know if they did have the power to destroy the stones.
I think it becomes like a personal level for some of them, right? Because if you think of Wanda and Vision, you think of how he had a stone like right, in the middle of his fucking head. And you knew if you were going to destroy the stone, you had to destroy him. So it just becomes, again, it's messy communication, right? Like I think they should have.
But that's only with that one. See, I don't think that they had the power actually to destroy them. And then I
think
guess,
they
and then
could've
there's
together.
also together maybe, but then that would have been a whole different thing. But I don't think that they had the power per se. Maybe Wanda did, but they didn't really know the extent of her power
But then
yet.
they went to like Wakanda, and everybody could like Shuri, right? She was going to do it. She was going to remove it to him and probably like do something with it. There
Yeah.
were
they were gonna
ways. There were
destroy it.
ways they could have done it, right? You're right.
Well,
Again, like
that's Vision said. Vision said like we
Kill
have
me.
to destroy it, kill me, and they were like, oh no, we're gonna get it out of you first so you don't die, and then we'll destroy it.
thank you for bringing this up.
Okay.
Which is like, oh, just kill him. I'm
Just
sorry,
kill him.
but he's a robot. Just kill
Imagine
him.
Miguel
Just
is a
kill it.
writer. And
But they have to
Imagine
get
Miguel
it
is a
out of
writer
his
and-
head.
But the only reason they have to get it out of his head is for him to live. Vision was like,
and
fucking
then,
kill
and
me.
then they couldn't. And so Wanda killed him.
Right.
She did it.
So just do that in the first place.
Right.
Well, that was the love of her life.
But he said he wanted to die.
I know.
But it was to
It's
she
save
hard.
the
loves
It's
him.
hard, right? It's hard.
Okay, that's fine,
Right.
and that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I think that was a good question. I think that'd be
But
very
also-
for the plot. If
Yeah.
they just fucking killed the stone.
Well,
I was like, okay.
obviously,
And
well, this is the
another-
thing is, yeah. go
And
on.
another reason that they don't want to like fuck up with the Infinity Stones is because they can save their own planet with them. Like when they had the Tesseract, they had that
point.
and they were like, "This is gonna
Yeah, the
be able
Tesseract,
to power the whole world. Like we can increase vegetation. Like
Right.
we're obviously overpopulated. We could actually use these stones for good." Thanos just wanted to fucking kill half the world and like. The same shit's gonna happen again in another millennia. So I don't know what the fuck his point was. Why didn't he just expand like our resources?
You have the same powers.
You
that
have the
can
same
do bad with the
powers.
Infinity Stones that you could do good.
He just wanted
And
to
that's
kill
people
everybody,
forget.
and I was like, "That's dumb. Like when you can
Exactly.
just expand everything
Power
and make
trip.
everything okay."
Power trip Thanos.
It doesn't make any sense. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's not forever, but neither is killing half the population. That's not going to work forever either.
But like
We're still going to
Tha-
get to this point again.
Thanos is interesting as a villain here because first off, it doesn't really make sense. But genocide's a really big villain trait. So like it works really well for like the plot, obviously.
That's a good character, yeah.
But he does legitimately seem like he's thinking ethically. You know,
He's
like
an eco-terrorist.
yeah,
Very
like
twisted.
to his-
Eco-fascist. That's what you called him the first time.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and so first of all, I thought it was really rude that after he had eliminated everybody with his snap, he just fucked off to his home planet. It was just vibing. Not a home planet, whatever planet he was on.
His
Little, like,
Literally
retirement
just like
planet.
he was making tea from like
that little garden
local herbs.
mountain.
Like he
yeah.
was just chilling,
Just doing
and
Like
they
a
were like,
hippie. He was smoking
and-
weed out of a
and-
pipe. Yeah.
yeah.
he was,
And Thor was like, "Let's cut his head off," and I'm like, "Just leave him alone. He's not doing anything."
I agree. Thor
Yeah.
was
It
rude.
was revenge, but I get it by Thor. He kind of he killed Thor's brother in front of him. I would fucking kill him
Okay,
too.
but did Loki
And
not deserve to die? I mean,
No,
come on.
Loki never.
And he's not dead. Okay, he's got a
Loki
spin
should
off,
be
okay?
dead. Thor
Loki
should have
tried-
killed
No, he
Loki
should
after
not
the
be
first
dead.
Thor movie.
But Loki tried to kill Thanos, and that's how he died.
Yeah.
He had the
right,
knife
but
in his
Loki
hand.
also tried
tried
to
to save
kill a
the
lot of
world.
innocent people.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing with
and
Loki.
you know how many people Captain America has innocently killed? Okay.
But
Civil
the
War
Avengers
again.
They kill so many innocent people.
It's
They
bad.
kill so many innocent people. It's
Civil War.
crazy.
Falcon and the
Who's
Winter
the-
Soldier. Last.
who's the real
they're,
villain?
they're like blowing up. You know, it's hard to say. That's why they had the Civil War.
Yeah,
You
so
had to register.
my other thing here is that with the this is just with Earth. So I obviously don't know the population patterns of other planets in the MCU.
Right.
But it seems weird to me that Thanos is just like, I'm going to wipe out half the population and then I'm just going to destroy the stones and we're going to be fine. Because that's not how population works. If you half the current US population, you get the US population as it was in 1955. Not that long ago. If you
Exponential growth,
half
yeah.
the world population, you get what it was in 1970.
Jesus.
So it's like what?
So he's
but-
doing all this to buy like 30 years.
and this is the thing.
Literally.
That's
So
what
you're
I'm
not
saying. That's what I was
changing.
saying earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not
it's not
changing the level.
helping.
You're not changing the level of development. So the birth rate is going to stay the same.
Right.
So
All that's
really-
going to change is how many people there are. People just have more children at this point.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so it's like you're going to end up just accelerating the birth rates. And you're going to end up getting back to the point that we were in half the time.
And then
That's
not
probably
only that,
worse.
now there's less vegetation on Earth because he killed every living creature.
Right, yeah.
Assuming. So like half the whales are gone. Like
Man,
that's
half the
crazy.
wales?
Yeah.
That's
Darn.
fucked up. So
It
he's
seems like-
killing endangered
That hurt
species.
now.
And that's where I draw the line.
Same.
Humans,
You're not killing my
whatever.
dog.
Blue whales, don't touch them.
So Thanos just
Exactly.
survived by a bunch of yes men, and he had, like one assistant that understands like population growth and like economics, and was like, "Hey, Mr. Thanos, actually, this wouldn't actually do much. This would just bring us back about 50
Mr.
years."
Yeah.
Thanos.
And Mr. T, you could have been like real, like we could. It's not gonna do that much. He's like, fuck you, and then like, kills
Yeah.
the guy. And then he
Mr.
snaps and he
Thanos.
kills everybody.
He had
Yeah.
just blind
Fuck
yes
you.
men
He's
behind
Memphis.
him, like every other major figure who's fucked up
He had
the
to have
world in
somebody
history.
that understands population growth. Yeah, somebody.
There had to be
understand.
somebody, right?
No,
there
he
had to
only
be
had
fucking.
blind yes men. Like think about like Napoleon.
But there's
Like,
always
no
just
one
one
was telling him
It
person.
that.
doesn't make. They gotta live longer. I don't know. Captain America was like 30 when the U.S. population was half of what it was today. Like, why didn't he just say like, guys,
didn't
it's
he
not a
chime
big
in?
deal? Like,
Right.
I was there. It was pretty nice. Like,
Wait, that's
Well,
literally
he
the
was
best
like
point.
he was like 21, okay, and then he got frozen for like 70
he
years.
was
Still, like-
21 in 1955.
I don't know.
He was a
No,
whole
he
ass baby
wasn't.
for
He was
sure.
a
He was in
whole
World
ass
War II.
baby.
I think he,
was,
just got
fought
drafted.
in World War II. He
Yeah.
was in his 30s.
He
He had to
has
have
to be
been in his 30s.
I'm not
Oh,
arguing
but
the
like he
21
wasn't-
age.
he
I'm
like
just saying I
was-
know he just got into
Should
the
we all do
army.
math together?
It was
I'm not good at number- I'm not-
1955.
Yeah, no, I believe you.
1955. He fought in 1941.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty famous year.
So he
Bad year.
must have been in his 30s
Oh,
in
okay.
1955.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
it was
no, but he
fucking
wasn't.
rocking back
He
then.
didn't age. He went into the ice.
But the
though.
whole thing is like he was in part of that world
He
where
was
half
alive.
the population
Got
or
it.
whatever the hell. That's what he's trying. Like, why didn't he just speak up? Right?
He was like,
Yeah.
hey,
He wanted to be the hero.
hey,
He
I-
wanted to be dramatic.
Yeah.
He's like, let's take the scenic route and let's be a fucking douchebag about it and have two movies
Yeah.
instead of one. You know, that was Captain America.
Wow. Okay. I'm
Not
personally
you though.
offended.
Not you. Elsa.
That was
You're
my
female.
predecessor. I had
All right. We're getting a little touchy.
the
here.
things that
Oh,
he did
no.
before me.
I
I'm
do
personally
really
taking
like
up
what
his
they-
mantle.
I do really like what they did with Captain America in Endgame, though.
I didn't know that happened.
Kind of like the way that like they ended his storyline. I like that.
So I had
It's
seen
beautiful.
that like
Mhm.
that image where he
Yeah.
says like I don't know what he says. He says that he's not coming back in some way.
Basically.
He says that he wasn't
retires.
21 in the 50s.
He was like, yeah, no, he says like
He's denying everything
like-
and hands over the
yeah.
I
shield
think
on a
it
He's
was the
bench.
just like-
40s when he went to war. In the 50s, yes, I understand.
He says,
the
like,
He
I
goes,
did
there's gonna be
anymore.
podcasts to get my age wrong. All
he
the time.
says I think I won't or whatever when they ask
Yeah.
like are you gonna come back, and I had seen that gif and stuff a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
I was like I have no idea who the fuck that guy is.
You're like,
Who's
"Wait,
the
I
old
don't
guy
know.
in the
Who's
back?
that
He's
old guy
old?
that everybody's sharing online?
Who's this
And-
old wrinkly man?
And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, like he's done. So I didn't know Iron Man died.
oh, well, that
Spoiler
hit.
alert. I didn't know that. So I was upset by that because I was talking to
Wow.
Nick earlier and I was like, MCU did a few things right. And one of the things they really nailed for the most part was casting.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. is just
Perfect.
like I mean, it's even outside of like superhero movies, it's widely regarded as just like one of the best casting like decisions of all time because like
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. he was out, he was done in Hollywood for the most part, and then
Right.
they brought him back as Iron Man and he just fucking nailed it.
It's
So
Iron
that
Man,
was-
a known alcoholic with like a troubled like substance abuse
Yeah.
problem. Like he's a hero with a substance abuse problem. So they casted like the right person.
It's honestly beautiful. I'm glad I have a mask on because I'm tearing up when it is. I love you 3000.
Yeah.
Love you 3000.
very good. But I never really liked Chris Evans as Captain America.
I'm indifferent. I think he is it now, but I mean,
I think
who
he's
else
really
would have?
boring.
Well, yeah, Captain America is boring though.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not trying to
Excuse
be-
me?
Wholeheartedly agree.
All right.
I'm
It's
so
just he's
sorry,
like,
Elsa,
No, he's
but
not.
He's an American flag in a fucking
You're boring.
superhero suit. I
No,
already
he's
hate him.
not. Fuck that, because he always goes for the greater good of like the
You're
people,
right.
and he doesn't go there for the greater good of the country. Because fuck
She's
that,
right.
he's not a fucking patriot. He's
So it's a
Captain
misnomer.
America. It is. He's a soldier. He's a super soldier. The super serum made him even more of what he already was, which was a really good fucking person.
Shrimp.
And he's just a really good fucking person. And he's a soldier. And all he cares about is like being in war and fighting for his country, fighting for what's right, actually. He never said that he wanted to like kill Nazis or like kill anybody or like fight for his country. He was just like, I don't like bullies. I don't like when people like try.
Like the United States.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's gone against the USA so many fucking times. He's always
think-
for the people.
Okay.
He's like, he's more of a
Interesting.
Bernie than a fucking
No,
Biden,
he's not a
okay? He's a
Bernie.
Bernie.
He's a
I-
Biden a
Fuck you, he's a
1000%.
no way.
Yeah.
Oh
Wait,
my
he's
god.
No Biden.
Oh my
He's a
god.
Biden.
I
I
am
like
convinced
Biden.
that
He,
I'm
Oh,
convinced that Captain America supported the Iraq War.
He
No question.
that is
He
absolutely
voted for
not
the invasion.
true.
I
No
believe
way.
you.
Captain America would never.
At the end of the day, he was a little shrimp soldier who got that super serum and was just like a little man and then became like, I'm Captain.
Well, that's the thing.
He's not
the
the
reason why
smartest
they
person in the
say-
world, but he definitely is like one of the bravest guys on the team.
I think he's brave.
Yeah, and he's
But, like,
nice
his-
and he's good. He's nice
his
and he's good.
purity,
And so many people look up to him because of his purity and his goodness.
I get
but
it.
his purity is based on the fact that he was a virgin when he got the serum. So that's another thing where it's like,
oh,
I
that's
don't
my
know about
other
that.
thing that I was
All
like,
right.
talking to Kyra with
He's
the
a
other
Jonas
day.
brother. He had a
'Cause- okay,
purity. He was the fourth Jonas brother.
So the reason I think that he wasn't out like fucking bitches was because before he got because he was gross before, and then he had the super serum.
Whoa. He wasn't
got-
gross.
He was not
was-
cute.
He was just thin.
He was
was
not
not
gross.
cute.
He was a small man.
He was
So
short.
okay, so
and he was
Ilsa, you
too
just
thin.
went on and on about his personality and how great he was, and you're like, but he's fucking disgusting.
But he's fucking short.
And you know what?
No, he
I'm
just
5'11",
like,
so I get it.
I
I
definitely
probably wouldn't have.
Me too. I'm also
obviously, like,
5'11".
he
I don't know, hell yeah.
he wasn't getting girls, like that was obvious in the movie. But then he fell in love with Peggy,
It was authentic.
and then he got the serum, and it amplifies everything in yourself. So his love for Peggy was amplified. So he was never able to
Jesus.
move on from her
This is a good point, though.
because of the serum that
was
was
a love
put in
spell.
him. It was basically like an amplified love spell for
Mhm.
Peggy. He was never able to move on. And he was never
Or
a
it
man
made
whore
him a
before. Because
super
if he was
incel.
Yeah. Or other, he was like, "Oh, I got her now. She wasn't that into me, but now I got the surface serum and I got some pecs and some arms. I'm going for
The
it."
serum just made her horny for him. That's what actually happened.
She's like,
She
"Wait,
already-
he's an
it had
Avenger
nothing
now?"
to do with love.
Okay. She already liked him before. I think she
She
was gonna
did.
bone him when
Oh,
he like undid the flag or whatever, or the thing, and then the
I
pole
agree
fell
on
down.
this.
And then she looked at him and she's like, "Oh my god, he's so
We're
smart." And
women. We
she
know
liked
this
him.
already. She
Yeah,
liked his
that was
character.
the moment.
She probably
liked
would give him like a
him.
pity hookup, but like it would have been beautiful.
no,
Yeah,
come
she
on.
would have
She was
given
gonna
him a
be
pity hookup
buddies
for
with him.
sure.
She was gonna be buddies with
No.
him, but like who knows? After a pub, wherever
After
they
a night
are,
of dancing,
in the
they
50s,
would have
40s,
boned anyway, even if he was
it probably
skinny.
would have happened. And you know what? Good on Steve Rogers because
Yeah.
he deserves it.
Would not have happened. Would not
Would
have
have
happened.
happened.
I
All
disagree.
right.
What do you mean? Why? I mean, Ilsa just called him disgusting.
I never said he
What
was
do you mean?
disgusting.
But Peggy didn't. Peggy fell for him in that
I'm
moment.
Peggy here. I like skinny fucking.
You
I guess
do
he's
like
not.
skinny
I guess
guys.
I don't like short, but like he, you know, I go for the skinnier guy who just looked like they did a bunch of drugs, just skipped a age of growth in their
That
life.
wasn't the look in the 40s though.
It wasn't.
Like you needed to look more like Buffy.
But there's
to get
Peggy's,
the
is what I'm
girls.
saying. There's always a Peggy.
There's always a Peggy.
There's always a Peggy.
And Peggy
There's
fell for
always a
him.
Peggy.
There's always a Peggy.
Peggy fell for
I'll
him.
be
Okay.
Peggy
anyway.
now. It's fine. I don't give a shit.
They were
Yeah.
always gonna peg.
Skinny dudes. Good at me.
So I have one more question
Okay.
about Infinity
change-
War
let's change the
and
topic.
Endgame. So this is an Endgame question,
Okay.
and it's like one plot hole that I just can't get past.
Oh no.
So they decide that Hawkeye and Black Widow are going to go to Vormir or whatever
Yeah.
Vormir,
for the
yeah.
Soul Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So at least one person in the meeting where they decided that, who's the robot girl that's like the daughter of Thanos.
Oh, yeah, what's her
kind
name?
of. What's her name?
Gamora.
No, the
Oh,
robot
Nebula.
one.
Nebula.
Nebula.
sorry.
Mrs.
So
Ricardo.
so Nebula knew what the deal was, right? Because she knew that Thanos had killed Gamora in Vormir. So
Right.
why did nobody tell Hawkeye or Black Widow that this was going to be a thing? Because they arrived and they were totally shocked. They were like, "What do you mean we have to sacrifice something?" Yeah, like, what the hell? Hawkeye could have brought his fucking goldfish and just thrown that off the cliff instead of Black Widow having to die and get crushed at the bottom of the.
I think
Of
it's
a-
what
Well,
I think
to
it's
get
what the
the
people
Soul Stone.
wanted.
I think it's what the people wanted.
We wanted
what
Black
you
Widow
wanted.
to die. Oops.
I
that
think
was
a lot of
personal-
people, a lot of people don't like Black Widow A of all.
But
B of all, Hawkeye had a spin-off coming off, so they couldn't kill him. And see, like Nebula was like, maybe she was too dumb to see
I hate
like
Nebula.
how it would turn out.
I don't like Nebula.
I don't like Nebula.
She's
Why are they
annoying.
making-
And
She
does
is
she
annoying.
know? Did she know exactly what happened?
Nebula.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's like details probably. But my whole thing is like again, you brought this up earlier, Miguel. Like communication. The Avengers literally have the like high tech
Fuck.
gear of all time. They could probably send a message with their like eyebrow, like just like and like for some reason they just can't be on the same fucking page. There's
They
always
have
like
no
someone
emotional
talking shit.
intelligence.
Someone hates
Yeah.
Black Widow. It's probably Scarlet Witch. It's okay. I feel her. Like someone's talking shit, and they're like, well, you know what? Let's just let them figure this out on their own. And then they're like, jokes on them. Bye, Black Widow, because we know Hawkeye ain't gonna die.
But then they figured it out themselves, like that. Okay, all they know is that Thanos went to the planet and he came back without Gamora. But Gamora and Thanos didn't know it was going to happen when they got to Vormir. And Gamora was actually laughing when when the Red Skull told them what was going to happen.
I think Thanos had to have
he didn't know.
slightly an idea.
didn't.
This guy is
He
fucking
didn't know.
evil.
He
He didn't know, but Nebula had to know.
Well, then
And
she
Nebula
would've-
hates
she would've
Gamora at the
deduced
Kiev-
it and
at the-
figured it out from that. But why would she know? Because she's not the one that found the planet. It was Gamora who found the planet.
She
in the first
said
place.
it in Infinity War.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
Fact
then
She
check.
said it when
So
they
then
were fighting
she-
Thanos.
So she figured it out based on her, but no one told her. She
But
she deduced it
She's
herself.
troubled again.
But
She's
so
been through
why
some
didn't
shit.
she tell the Avengers.
She could be
like,
wrong.
hey,
Well,
no one
her whole
told
thing,
her.
you know, her whole past, right? She's been competing against Gamora her entire fucking life. She was tortured by Thanos. She always wanted to be the better daughter. Like, you know, at the key of her soul, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't tell anybody because at the end of the day, she wants to be, you know,
Well,
Nebula.
Thanos is no more, so she's
But
not
she's
the
still,
daughter of
she
Thanos
was
anymore.
always fighting for Thanos's attention and love, is what I'm saying.
And now it's
Maybe that's why she just
gone,
let it
though.
slip,
He's
you know?
dead.
Yeah, but whatever.
I think we should just be happy Black Widow's dead.
Samesies. Cheers to that.
Why
Because
the fuck are
Why
they
are
making
there so
another
many
movie
Black
with Black
Widow
Widow?
haters?
the comic's great, apparently. I mean, I'm
I don't
a poser.
know. I don't.
But why
honestly,
are they doing a prequel though?
I don't have
Well,
any issue with Black
The movie,
Widow.
the movie, I think is going to be great. I'm so my whole
Okay.
thing is I don't like Avengers Black Widow. I'm just not a big fan. I'm just like, what does she do? Like, what is her power anyway?
She's a spy. She's like in espionage.
But
She
like
was born
having
and
her next to
raised
the
like-
Hulk, like fucking Iron Man is
she's
like
the only one
okay.
that can calm him with a lullaby.
Well, it's the same with Hawkeye. Like, what is his power? He can shoot
Arrows.
accurately.
Arrows. I'm the same.
That's
I'm
my
the same boat.
favorite part in Age of Ultron. Where
She
he
loves
looks
Hawkeye.
at
Don't talk
one.
shit about
I
Hawkeye.
love Hawkeye. Well,
We're gonna have
not in
problems.
the MCU. I love Marvel or like Marvel Comics Hawkeye. I think MCU Hawkeye is so stupid. But
I
I
like
thought it was
Hawkeye.
really cool what
Yeah, I
they did
don't.
in Age of Ultron because they don't show him like they don't show the real Hawkeye in the MCU films. I'm sorry.
Well, that guy kind of
but-
sucks too.
And also they cast Jeremy Renner. Like what?
He kinda
No.
sucks.
I like Jeremy Renner. You guys get off his back.
Okay, but
No,
my
he's like a
favorite
dick.
scene
He, like,
in
abused
Age
his
of
wife.
Ultron is when
Wait,
he
what?
goes to talk to
Sorry, I didn't
I
mean.
didn't know that. What is that real?
what?
Yeah, he's like a piece of shit. He's
Wait,
done
what?
something. Yeah, he's like abused his wife or something. I'm not even kidding. Some shit happened with Jerry. I remember because like MCU was like up in air about like keeping him in the show or not. But I don't know if it's like
They should have recast
official.
him.
But they didn't recast him, so I'm
Okay.
assuming it's like fact checked and not true. But I remember there was some shit that came out about like his wife getting a divorce or he like a secret life or something. I don't fucking know. But I just remember
Well, when
seeing it.
It
and
makes
just,
sense
like,
with the Hawkeye character.
When I said I liked Hawkeye, and
does.
Jeremy Renner, I was not aware that he might have done some problematic things.
oh yeah.
So-
Ooh. I don't want to bring it up.
Well, then
But-
Chris
What did he
Pratt
do?
sucks.
He's a good actor. He's a good actor, and I like.
What
the
did
character.
Jeremy Renner do? Did you find
We're
out?
not going to talk about this.
What did he do?
I don't want to talk about
You
this.
gotta
I'm
say-
not
you
here
gotta
to.
mention
I'm not here
it.
to slam your favorite Avengers. So
He's not my favorite Avenger. I just said that I don't like
Okay.
Jeremy Renner. I like Hawkeye from the Marvel comics.
anyways, he just was not like
Wait,
there was.
isn't-
He basically had threats where he like threatened. There was like allegations where he threatened to kill his wife, and he got really abusive when he would drink. And there's like these allegations about him with his kid. I don't know. He's not like a weirdo or anything. He just was very abusive. I think when he would drink or do
Okay.
anything.
He's not a
which-
weirdo, he's just an
Wow.
abuser.
Yeah, he's not like a fucking
Abusive.
pedophile. I'm not accusing him of any of that weirdo shit.
Just
Whenever I say
abusive
weirdo,
when
that's
you're
what I mean.
drink means you're
Okay.
abusive. You
Yeah.
don't need to add like why. You can
Okay, well,
just
I
be
don't
an
wanna-
abuser.
I don't like Hawkeye, and I think Jeremy Renner is a terrible actor.
Thank you.
And I wish they would have cast somebody different. 'cause
Wait,
it was a
isn't Chris
bad
I
Pratt in a
also
idea.
cult?
wish.
Chris
Chris
Pratt
Pratt-
is just he's a
Chris
Christian.
Pratt's
That's
yeah,
it.
he's a
Oh.
Christian.
Chris Pratt is just a follower. Chris Pratt is just a
Yeah.
follower.
I
of
thought he was in
Trucks.
a cult.
No, they're like he
Yeah,
attends a church that
Christianity.
doesn't like gay people, and I'm like, that's just the church.
And he
Oh,
kinda
yeah, that's
like
cults, I'm
Trump.
sure.
It's so
Literally
weird. His whole
everything.
dynamic is really weird because like
Yeah,
growing
he's
up,
like a
just
Republican.
everything he's ever done, I've loved, and even seeing him as Peter Quill was just like the fucking peak of his career for me. I was just like, oh my
I
god,
think
like
he's one of the best
he's
characters.
so
Yeah.
good. Like he's one of my
Yeah.
favorites, and it's one of those people where I don't really. And again, with Jeremy Renner, you can call me out on this, but I don't really pay attention to that shit because he hasn't really been caught in anything I would say as sketchy as Jeremy Renner or other people. Yeah, he like hasn't defended like Black Lives Matter or like certain social issues where he has like a platform where he could come out with that, but
Also
it's-
forcing every actor to support
that
what
is
you
wrong.
support is ridiculous
Right.
too. Like
Right.
pretending that there's no Republicans anywhere is
Right.
so fucking dumb.
I
And people
know,
are
it's the
well,
whole
why aren't they
political party
speaking out
thing.
against this? It's because they don't fucking believe it.
No one can, and
So
it's like they're an actor. They're not here to be on a political fucking platform, which a lot
100%.
of people forget. And again, that's why I'm just like, whatever. I still like him at the end of the day. But it's
Mhm.
also weird because like his father-in-law is Arnold, and he's like a pretty big Democrat now. I feel like, and I love him.
Yeah, but he ran as a Republican. In
yeah, but now he's like, maybe he was, but at least he like
His
changed.
father-in-law is Arnold?
Yeah,
Wait,
he's married to
who? What?
Arnold's daughter, Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter,
Catherine.
Catherine.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I had
Wait,
no fucking clue.
1,000%. Yeah, he was married to Anna Faris. They got a divorce. They had like a kid, and then he married her.
I
They're
didn't
married
know
now.
that.
Catherine, yeah. Mhm.
And they're like major Christians in that family.
Which is fine. I'm not here to diss anybody's fucking
Yeah.
religion. I'm Catholic.
But
It is what it is.
That first Guardians film was just fucking perfect.
It was really good.
I think that the first Guardians film and Ragnarok were my two favorite of the whole
I
series.
love Ragnarok.
Ragnarok,
Those
everybody
are
talks
so
shit
good.
about. And it was
No,
so
it was so
fucking
good.
Who talks shit about
Talks
Ragnarok?
shit about
Even
Ragnarok.
When it came out on Rotten Tomatoes, I think they might have changed it now, but I remember literally watching this movie and I went and saw it in the theater and I was just like, this is so fucking fun. Like, this is just a good, like, I can, and it, like, actually, like, Marvel, like, fans have now rated it the most, like, rewatch movie you can watch because it's just
It's
simple,
amazing.
it's fun,
It's
it's
just
exciting,
funny.
it's stupid, it's just, it's
All
a
the
good time.
characters are so funny.
But yeah, when it
funny.
came out, people were just like, this is fucking stupid. It was unnecessary. Like, they didn't really do anything. Like, boo. But like, it just, people talk shit. It's like Star Wars fans.
But also, like, the mainstream fan is so fucking stupid because,
They're
like,
annoying.
they're Big Bang Theory people. That's who that's who I think talks shit about something as
Simple-minded.
funny as like Ragnarok, where it's like, okay, they like Big Bang Theory, fuck them.
They're
Yeah.
very
They're probably in
like
a cult, too,
canon,
with-
and if
with
it's
Chris
not by
Pratt.
the book, they're just like, fuck you. This is stupid and a waste of my time. Which again, it's like Ragnarok was great. I don't know.
That's too like nerdy. Like I had to step away from being like too nerdy in order to enjoy the MCU films because like I was tired of just being like, that's not what happens and that's not what happened. And Spider-Man would never do that and Captain America would never kill anybody.
And
But
Hela isn't
Wait,
Loki's
wait,
sister;
Ilsa.
it's his daughter.
Ilsa, did you not like Ragnarok?
oh, I loved
love that.
Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
So
She's a good
I
sport.
felt like I thought I accidentally just called you dumb, and I didn't mean to.
No, she was just like
No.
defending that
Apologies.
she used to be one
no,
of those.
I used to
like,
be one of those people that was like
by the
very like
book.
canon, like
Yeah.
why are they not following the comic exactly? And then I had to like let that
Okay.
go and be like, this is a completely different thing and I can
Right.
enjoy it. But I was like really super nerdy like before when the movies first started to come out. So like when like even like the Spider-Man like Tobey Maguire, I'd be like, this is not who he dated in high school. Like he was dating Betty Brant before he met like Mary Jane. Like why is she in high school? Like I don't know. I was like very like weird like that. But now I'm
not
like,
weird.
okay, I understand now.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's like almost reading a Harry Potter book when they
It was
cut out everything.
yeah.
It's
it hurt my heart.
It hurts
because I
when
was
they
such a
don't.
big fan,
yeah, and it's like again, you're not like a bad fan for that. I think you're totally right.
But I will say I always enjoyed the Thor movies, like even from the first one, because I had never read a Thor comic in my life. I was always like way more into Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, them. So
Them.
I never read like Thor.
The cool ones.
So when I saw and like X-Men, and so when I saw the Thor movies, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, and I love it.
I just love that Natalie Portman was in them. She's like my favorite actress
I
ever.
know.
So
They get really good people.
But
to
the
be in
second Thor movie was pretty bad.
Second Thor movie sucked.
I
Yeah, that was
agree.
not good.
It was
not
bad. It was a mess. It wasn't even. Yeah. Now we sound like
Our
those
world,
people.
that
But
was
What?
bad.
But fandom of the MCU and like movies and stuff, I feel like it's just almost just separate from comics. Where
yeah.
Yeah.
like it's almost like a completely different like interest and like love for it. I know it's like the same characters, but it's so different. I very rarely ever enjoyed a film or like an adaptation of a comic book more than like the comic book, like original
Right.
storyline that they took from.
Yeah.
So like my favorite comic book that I've ever read was The Killing Joke with Batman. And like I just haven't seen like a recreation of something that good. And that's where I kind of was like, hey, comic books are really fun. It's just separate because it has to
Right.
be so much more corporate and more
Mhm.
widespread because they want like the masses to like it, which obviously the masses eat up MCU. So they're
Right.
doing something
Especially
right.
with Marvel has that equation where they're like family friendly, they're fan friendly, and and then you bring up, I don't know if you guys saw the new Justice League. You have a Marvel, in the
No.
2017. So I don't know if you guys heard. We talked about this a lot in our podcast. So the new 4-hour cut just came out. It's Zack
The
Snyder's
Snyder cut, right?
Yeah.
It's so good, and I'm
Is
one of those
it?
people like fuck DC. If DC hasn't been pulling through like they should have been. They have the cast, they have the actors, they have the money. Like what is wrong, right? It just never adds up. But so yeah,
Yeah.
basically in 2017, Zack Snyder was directing this movie. He left because his daughter died pretty suddenly halfway through, and they brought in this piece of shit, Joss Whedon.
Wait,
who
wasn't he
directs
an
Marvel
MCU guy though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
directed
did.
the first
Okay.
Avengers. He
And
did
Captain America.
Captain
I
America.
think he did Age of Ultron as well.
Yeah, he's a piece of fucking shit. Fuck him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he like abusive and shit on set?
He's
Is that
racist. He's abusive.
that's not
he's
good.
sexist. He was abusive to Gal Gadot,
He's
who played
very
Wonder
sexist.
Woman.
Okay, so I
Um,
just realized that there's like a parallel in Age of Ultron and Justice League. So in Justice League, there's a part where the Flash falls on top of Wonder Woman, and it's like very sexual, and then he like immediately gets up because he's the Flash, and it's
he's
really
the Flash.
fast.
He's like, Peter
But
Parker.
it's like gross, and it made me feel like gross when I watched it. So I was rewatching Age of Ultron the other day, and there's a scene where
Oh, the
Black
Hulk.
Widow
Bruce
grabs
Banner,
the
yeah.
Hulk and like pulls him like from the bar because they're getting attacked,
yeah.
and then Bruce Banner's like face falls in her tits, and I was like,
Yep.
ew, why would they put that
Like
in
it-
that movie? It's so
That's the same
gross.
scene. Holy shit! I never thought of that.
Same
It's
exact
nasty,
Wow.
and it's the same
Insane.
director.
Same
And
director, and he's
Yeah.
so gross.
he came out because they like brought him in halfway through for the first 2017 Justice League cut because they're like, oh, this guy has made these Marvel movies, blah, blah, blah.
That
DC
movie
for-
fucking sucks.
It's so bad for
really
DC to have to
bad.
make it. They have to be edgy. They have to be dark. They have to be fucking not what Marvel is, right? Because there's already a whole Marvel, whole category of
He's
movies.
tried to make Ben Affleck deliver one-liners, and
It's
it's
horrible.
like you can't make.
He's
I'm
the,
sorry,
most, he's the
He's
dullest
not-
man of all time.
He's not Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
He can't,
He's
like,
dull, but
deliver
but I will say this: I'm into him in this new Justice League, and I'm obviously you have all these Batmen that have been casted, and it's like hard to surpass,
Mhm.
you know, even with Joker, right? Who's
Especially
gonna
after
be
the
gonna
Nolan
deliver-
films.
It's hard,
Yeah.
right, to pass Christian
Mhm.
Bale up. That's almost impossible. Not saying he did this, but holy fucking shit! Like in this new Justice League, like he proved it to me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about this. Like I can't wait for the next one because and it's all because Zack Snyder came back. You have this piece of shit director who came in and he ruined everything for them. I don't even know how we got on this topic, but
Wait, so what's canon though? Is it the Snyder cut or the original cut?
ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, they released the Snyder. I mean, I think it has to be the Snyder cut.
well,
It was
because
supposed to be
for
the
sure the
Snyder.
Snyder cut. Like if
after,
we're going by
yeah.
comics and stuff, I'm not sure about that, but like definitely Joss Whedon came in and just kind of made it a Marvel movie, and that's why it fucking sucked. That's why people were like, "This
Yeah.
Justice
Wait,
League movie
is
fucking
the
sucks."
Snyder cut like that different of a storyline from the original?
Yeah.
One? Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's night and day. I mean, you see that 2017 Justice League, everybody talks shit about it. It's horrible. It's a
It
forced
looks like two
movie.
different movies.
It's insane. And like the fucked up thing about this all just came out because the guy who plays Cyborg, he just came out with this huge article in Vanity Fair talking about Joss Whedon and basically exposing him as a racist, a sexist. He had a group of white writers telling him as a black male actor how to act and what he should say. And there's just so many like tone deaf instances where I'm so glad this guy's being exposed because again, it's obvious in the movies. Like in 2017, once you guys watch this Justice League, because I highly recommend since you're on this
I
superhero
don't know
kick
if I
now.
will.
But you should. No, it's
Love
really
these
good.
up.
Get some beers and watch it. No,
Well,
he's listening
we'll
now.
have
Who
to-
knows?
He's like, I like.
He's
the
like, you
Snyder
guys,
Cut."
what the
He's
fuck?
like,
I've been
"Listen,
waiting
I've
for
got
this
something
moment.
To talk
It's like,
about
come
with
on.
He's like, yeah, literally.
we'll have to.
Cyborg got cheated. He's, like,
Yeah,
very
and that's the
into
thing. They
it.
cut out all of Cyborg's story in the original 2017 cut. And when you watch this new one, his story is the best part of the film. You see so much emotional and just so many things he
Made me
went through.
cry.
I cried so many times just watching his scenes, and I never gave a shit about Cyborg.
He's
I'm
the
like, oh,
best
he's
character.
cool. He's 1000% my favorite. Top 3 superheroes now, Marvel and DC. He's in the top 3 for me. Just seeing what he went through and the fact that this piece of shit director cut all of his shit out of it and
Mhm.
thinking he was doing better. And it's mind blowing. I'm just really glad that Ray Fisher, who's the guy who plays Cyborg, he like came forward with all this shit because this guy fucking sucks. Like back in the day, did you guys ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I didn't. No.
But everybody
Did
knows
you?
what Buffy is, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was
She's
a woman.
vampire.
Yeah, she's a vampire slayer.
Yeah.
She's a vampire.
It's
She's
pretty
a- she's not a
straightforward,
vampire,
right?
Oh no,
she's
wait, she's the
Buffy the
Slayer,
Vamp-
not the
She's
vampire.
a slayer
Fuck.
of vampires. Yeah.
I got that wrong.
She slays.
She,
She slays.
But yeah, there was this girl on the show. I forget who she played, but she became pregnant on the show, and like he didn't even like try to
We already
edit the
talked
show
about this
or
last
have her come.
episode.
Yeah, but they don't know this. He never like tried to write her in the show again or have her part. They just like let her go like right away as soon as she was pregnant, and she
Should we
came
do a
forward with that.
full? Should we do a full expose of Joss Whedon on Casing the Couch
Yeah.
when you do come on our
Fuck
You
you
podcast?
should.
should. Please
And
do.
please let
We can
me
just shit
tune
on-
in
we
on
can shit
that
on that
because
guy.
I fucking hate this guy. Like, I just can't even believe somebody in 2020 could be this fucking tone deaf
It's
that they let
2021.
20, but the movie was made, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't believe that Marvel still has these slips in the cracks and just like, even Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, who that's the only Wonder Woman we'll ever know.
I'm surprised that these actors literally were like, that's
mind blowing.
Okay,
like this
I'll
guy,
do that.
yeah. It's
if
just,
I was Scarlett Johansson, and she's a pretty powerful actress, I would be like, yeah, I'm not gonna let this guy fall into my tits.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. I'd be like, no, that doesn't seem like something that
he's just a
we
weird
should put in
dude.
this movie.
But wasn't that when they were trying to create sexual tension with the Hulk and Black Widow?
But that's like creepy tension. It's not like sexual
Isn't
tension.
that how that works? You just fall into somebody.
I mean,
that is a trope where like you accidentally.
It's a cop out. He's a renowned director, and that's like, all right, well we're just gonna have him fall into her boobs.
The trope is like they usually like grab for the same donut or something, like the same bagel, and then like oh, their hands hit, you know, like oh my god, you.
They pet the same dog. They pet the dog on the couch at the same time.
Head first into someone's tits.
You're right. They usually fall face to face, and then they look each other in the eyes, and it's really dramatic. It's usually not just face
like
down.
Somebody
this is so weird, but I like it. But oh my god, I'm gonna back away because like wow.
That's how Miguel and I met.
That is, yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for this story. I'm glad.
We wanted the origin story.
I would like to have you two on our podcast because we did have an entire episode dedicated to how much we despise Disney.
Yes.
Oh God, the mouse.
And a lot of that was just about what they've done to Marvel. So I do think it would be fun to have
I would love to chime in on that because I'm like the biggest Star Wars fan you'll ever meet. And Disney fucks Star Wars
even
too.
better.
Yeah, it's royally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not there's anything wrong with that, but it was so bad in these couple movies with changing directors. And again, it was almost like the same situation with Marvel. Like how
it's almost turned into the same franchise.
How do you fuck up Star Wars? Like it's so simple. They basically just copied everything in these new movies from Old Republic.
But you have to agree that the cartoons are really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
Dave Filoni is doing the Lord's work because he has creative direction, and Disney doesn't care about the cartoons. But now they know they have to. That's why they have all the shows based on the Disney characters or the Star Wars characters. But, anyways, you guys, thanks for being on. We kind of have.
Thank you for having us.
It was so much fun, but we need to do that episode about Disney fucking.
Oh, absolutely.
Because what else is new, right? What else is new?
Fun.
I was in Florida a couple weeks ago. I was working and I traveled there. And oh my God, they really fuck you over because you walk in this Star Wars store as being me, right? I can get all this shit on Amazon for half price. I don't even want to say how much money I spent there just being in the moment.
Don't give Jeff Bezos your money.
I did. Where do you think I got this, you guys? Oh again, they're all, it's Thanos. He owns everything. But yeah, Disney just, man, it sucks to suck. I don't want them to ban us from the parks. So we have to be like, nice.
Yeah. So
this podcast's so popular.
We basically just want to shout out that we are recording right now from the Lincoln Lodge. We are partners with this amazing network.
Comedy Club in Chicago.
Amazing Comedy Club in Chicago. They are open. They're COVID distancing. Just come in, buy your freaking tickets, buy them online, buy them in advance. But come in. We're doing comedy shows every week. So
tonight we might show up in our costumes.
We'll be around town in our costumes tonight.
But yeah, you guys live from the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago.
So just check out thelincolnlodge.com to get your tickets and everything. And did you guys want to plug anything before you go? Your Twitters, your podcasts, everything?
Yeah, you can follow.
They're like, should we look at the dog? The dog.
We're so bad at this.
Yeah,
I know.
We never say it on our podcast. I don't know. We're really organic. We want to have a real, true connection.
You're like really grassroots. You're very burning. You're very burning.
We want no fans, essentially, is what we're saying.
Yeah, but Case on the Couch. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google, everything.
Can we get the dog's Instagram? Does the dog have an Instagram?
Wubby, if you want to see photos of Wubby, you can follow at Worst Michael because that is that's where I post photos of him.
Wubby Wednesdays.
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Oh my God,
Wubby Wednesday.
It's the best.
So there's Mikey Mondays and Wubby Wednesdays.
Yeah,
so
there's always photos of Wubby.
We own the week.
Thank you for. Wow, it's Friday, so you don't have much going on today. But thank you for.
We're just gonna drink.
Social media.
We picked the right day.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Bye. Bye.